is Roger. This is a quick before and after video. Like, that's the before, cat in my chair. The after will be no cat in my chair. Oh, he's a little tyke. He loves it out here. And why not? I'm not quite sure why he stays out here in the cool when it's warm indoors, but that's what he likes to do in the mornings anyway. Right, the before and after bit. Cattleyas are up on that top shelf. Now, the way the heating works in this place is strange, because if you look at the, I don't know whether that will show, the temperature on that is 21. Now the gauge is up in the roof, so up near the roof, even at night it stays sort of 18-19 degrees, whereas if you look at the temperature gauge down at the lower levels, it's quite a bit lower. So Cattleyas up on the top shelf works well. Dendrobiums on the top shelf is not so good. I need them cooler. And the rest of the Cattleyas are up the back of that shelf along by the window. So semi-warm, I would say, because you basically get hot air rises, and the roof is the warmest place. And I've got quite a few Dendrobiums up either in the roof or near the roof. So I'm going to shuffle things round and get the Dendrobiums lower. Now, although you can only see the back view, I've already started, because some of the Dendrobium mounts are now hanging underneath this shelf, which gets them a little bit cooler. But I've still got Nobelies and things quite high up that I need to get lower down. So I'm going to shuffle my shelves around, and that's going to take a while. But while we're out here, stuff that's in bloom, my Brassia's still doing well. That's Brassia tessa. The sun's coming round today. We've got a clear day, cold day, but nice and clear, nice and sunny. And as soon as the sun gets round, the scent on that is powerful. It's a spicy cinnamon type scent. I love it. I know some people don't like it, but it's a spicy, it's not really a sweet scent, but it's good. And the other spike's looking like it's a few days away from opening yet. My Miltonia Sunset is still doing well. This Encyclia that I bought at the last show I went to, it's been set back slightly by moving it, because basically it was in one of those rubbish pots. I took it out of that pot. I didn't repot it as such. What I did was teased a few roots out, because it was a tiny little pot, so the roots were cramped. Now, on some plants, cramping the roots is not a bad idea, but I wanted to give that a chance to get into some new media, so I potted it on as opposed to repotting it. But the buds, let's get that thing out of the way, they've sort of stalled. They haven't blasted, but they don't seem to be moving much. Now, maybe it's just a slow grower, but I'll wait and see. I do believe that spike with the largest buds on and the lowest bud, which will be the first to open, is actually moving. I can see some colour on it that wasn't there before. So hopefully we'll have some blooms on that soon. There's Cattleya buds all over the place, or sheaths with buds in, but that would mean getting individual plants down, which I may do in a minute as I'm shuffling things round. One of my Dendrobium phalaenopsis has got some buds on. It's not a very good spike, but it's going to have a few flowers. I need to have a chat about those, but I'll do that in another video in a minute when I do my giveaway draw. This Peter Comp is still doing well. It keeps pushing up spikes. It's growing well. I don't like what it's in, but I'm going to put up with that for a while. I'll probably actually wait till spring to repot that. I've got used to this funny media now. It's a sort of coconutty, husky type, very fibrous thing. But when you get used to it, it's a case of, when I water my plants properly, I pour water through the pot. But with this stuff, I don't. I don't pour water through the pot. I trickle some water around the top, and it soaks down through the pot really well. And basically I have to judge the watering by the weight of the pot. I know that's the old-fashioned way. It's not in a clear pot, so I can't see what's going on, and I don't want to take it out of the pot yet. So I just water them differently while they're in that media, and try not to get them too soggy, because that stuff holds a lot of water, and I mean a lot of water. When I got it, it had been watered and it was wet. It took nearly 2 weeks to show any signs of drying. Now that's just too wet for that sort of plant. So I've just had to get used to that media while I've got plants in it, and that's how you buy them, so you're stuck with it. That lovely oncidium's doing well there, and the little twinkle cinnamon is opening up all over the place. The spikes are so many on that, it's rambling. It's rambling with its spikes. And the Vanda, the lovely purple Vanda's gone now. That spike's been removed, but that one's still going strong. The orange one's opening up, and I don't know whether you can see the spike on that thing, but the buds are starting to form now. So a couple of weeks and that should be open. I would think weeks anyway. There's not much else actually in bloom. This Paphiopedilum's going to open soon. That's Mordier. The other bud's coming on behind. And right up the back there by the yellow bit of stuff is another Paphiopedilum, which I'm not going to dig it out to find the name, but when it opens we'll have a good look at it. And my Restrepias just keep going. Yeah, they just keep throwing out blooms all over the place, different colours. Yeah, they do well. They only just do well in here, but this time of year they do great, because I've still got humidity in here, not as high as in the summer obviously, but the temperatures are lower, so they're happier plants with the lower temperatures, which means the relative humidity is effectively higher. And they do well this time of year. They stall a bit in the summer because it's a bit too warm for them, but they don't do bad. And this little thing's got 3 flowers on. That's the most flowers it's ever had at once. I mean, it blooms on and off. It's one of those silly things. They're lovely little flowers, very delicate, lovely, lovely bright red with a lovely yellow centre. That is Maxillara Sophronites, but I know the name's changed on that. If I can be bothered, I'll look it up and put its new name as a pop-up. But I get fed up with the names changing, and I quite like the name Maxillara Sophronites. It's nice. That's Coelogene fimbriata. That bloom is lasting well. I'm pleased with that. It's the first ever Coelogene bloom in my grow room, so I'm very pleased with that. I am hoping to get more Coelogene blooms in their normal sort of season, late winter, early spring, on some of the more mature ones. We'll see how we go. And what else? There's one up here. This is Cernua. Now it's lost its other flowers, but that growth at the top was where the previous flowers were. That new growth opened, 2 of the buds blasted, leaving 1. But it's a pretty little flower. And the next new growth has just opened its leaf. They grow like Cattleya leaves. You know, the leaves are closed and then they open up. And in the centre, there's another 3 buds coming on that new growth. And then there's that new growth around there that hopefully will follow on. So a sort of succession of blooms. Sophronitis cernua. It's lovely. It's I'm pleased that that's blooming. It's still relatively a young plant, still quite small, but it loves its mount. Does well on there. So there we go. That's a quick before I start rearranging everything, and it's going to take a while because there's lots of stuff has to come out of the way to get at things to be able to move them. So that's probably a whole morning's work. But I watered all my mounts and everything yesterday, dunked the Vandas and everything. So I haven't actually got any watering to do today, apart from about 3 plants which are still getting watered every single day. The bulbophyllum there, those aerial roots get sprayed every day. Bulbophyllums are drinkers. They like some water. Now the pot's been watered, so that won't need doing again for a little while. I don't really know what's in that pot, but I keep the aerial roots hydrated, simply because they just get dry and spindly otherwise. So I keep that one going. This little Arangus, this is fastuosa, because that's on such a small mount with such a tiny little bit of moss. It's one of the Arangus that doesn't like to dry really, so that still gets watered every single day despite it being winter. That's a sort of low to medium light Orengis, as along with its little partner alongside there. And I've got one Orengis that lives up in the gods somewhere. Where is he? There he is, up there, silhouetted against the roof. Now that's a highlight Orengis, so you do need to do a bit of work if you've got a set of Orengis, because they're not all the same. Yeah, this is a low to medium light one, the Alicei. So that comes down, you know, a bit lower, doesn't get quite so much bright light. The only other thing is this Laelia anceps. The plant's down here, yeah, and then the spike goes all up here to that bit. Now, I am pretty sure that we're going to get some buds in there soon. I think it's extended probably as much as it's going to go. So there we go, a quick before. I'm going to have a shuffle round for a climate reason. Yeah, I just need to get dendrobiums lower down here in here to take advantage of the cooler temperatures. The trouble is, I've got quite a few things that like cooler temperatures. Like down here, there's odontoglossums. You know, there's an Nelliela, there's some Coelogenes, so there's Coelogenes down there. I've only got so many low shelves without losing light, so they've still got to stay near the window. So I'm going to have a real good shuffle round at the moment and see, get some things in some different places. That'll be fun. And then the other bit of fun I've got to do today is I've got to write down all your wonderful names for people who want to take part in the draw. I'd forgotten I'd have to do that. That's an awful lot of names. Now, some people I know their personal name rather than their channel name. But to be fair, I'm just going to use the channel name of all the people who've asked to take part. So when I do the draw, your YouTube channel name will identify you as the winner. And we'll go from there. Okay, so shuffle time. What fun. At least the sun's coming round. It's going to be nice and bright in here while I'm working. That'll be good. Are you going to stay there, or are you going to go out in a minute? You going to take any notice of me at all? No. You lazy cat. You lazy cat. Yes, you are. You lazy cat. You lazy cat. He does like it in here in the mornings. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye for now.